Hey there, world traveler. Thanks for joining us. Hey, why don't you go grab yourself a snack, some tea, coffee, or a cocktail, whatever you fancy. Hey, you could even say hi in the chat section. We'll be going live soon. Hello again, world traveler. Have you grabbed your snack yet? Coffee, tea, or cocktail? Well, if you're of age, did you grab a cocktail? If so, what'd you get? Also, if you don't mind, let us know in the chat section where in the world you're joining us from. We love to know where everyone's from. We'll be going live soon.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey there once again. I am, I guess this topic for discussion tonight is Las Vegas 2020, Battle of the Cheap Buffets. Feast at Palace Station versus
A.Y.C.E at the Palms.
At the Palms.
Yeah.
I'm Tanya.
I'm Dave.
And we are Turn It Up World. We're a fun travel couple that shares our travel and adventures. And welcome to dinner,
Yeah,
I
we're
guess.
having a little dinner tonight, so hopefully it's not being rude, but we're going to eat.
We're going to eat. We figured this is
Yes.
a topical conversation of food that we would share I guess we'll have some eating while we.
Sure,
Yeah,
why
exactly.
not?
And if you're joining us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. And please feel free to chime in the chats if you want to chime in this discussion. If you're familiar with these two buffets at the in Las Vegas, they're phenomenal in our opinion, very different. And so we're going to be doing 7 comparisons. So this is part 2 of our, I guess, 3-day, countdown to Vegas.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And if you haven't checked out that first one, go check it out for sure. And if you're joining us after this live, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you get notified every time we go live like this one here. So why are we talking about this tonight?
Well, I think it's pretty fun, check out some of the cheap buffets. I think some of the great things about Vegas, you get some nice cheap buffets at a pretty good quality.
Yeah.
So, worth talking about. We've tried quite a few. And so we thought we'd take on, feast against the A.Y.C.E.
Absolutely.
Right? So
and
just talk about it a little bit.
Exactly. And we've actually experienced both of these buffets, so they're pretty fresh in our minds. So we figured it's a great time to dive in and eat and have a little cool discussion with you guys about these two and comparing them. You ready to get this party started?
I am ready.
Let's rock this. Boo y'all, how you like us now? So I guess we should first and foremost say hello, everyone. Thanks again for joining us on this 3-part, I guess you would say, countdown to our heading back to Las Vegas. We are so excited to head back to Las Vegas. There's a lot of things going on and a couple things on the serious matter that we're probably going to discuss with you guys at some point throughout the night. But we are definitely, with this, I guess we'll get into that later.
Oh, no, of course, obviously, yeah, it's hard not to talk about the coronavirus and the impact of travel and all that as well. And obviously, MGM just, if you haven't heard, MGM just announced closing their buffets temporarily here to, over the course of who knows how long it will be.
Yeah,
and they have a lot of buffets.
They have a lot of buffets.
Right?
I mean, that includes like the Aria, Bellagio, MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay, Mirage, Luxor, Excalibur.
Right.
And one of the cool things, though, before we get into tonight's discussion, the Wynn is doing something very cool.
Yeah, they're actually going
in terms of this.
Right, because one of the things to think about when you go to buffets, of course, everyone's kind of touching, the serving as you're kind of getting your food out of the trays, right? And so the Wynn's actually going to station employees at each of those spots and actually get the food out for you, so you don't have to actually touch the utensils, which is a good thing.
Which is a really good thing. So, I mean, obviously, it's still a concern. I mean, if someone is particularly there with the virus, it's in the air. So, you need to take precautions however you see fit. But it's supposedly going to be on a week-by-week basis. But, starting, I think, this weekend, Sunday.
It actually kicks off on Sunday, I believe. Yeah.
So, we're heading there Friday. So, we are definitely taking the precautions. We have some cool things planned that we are looking forward to still sharing with you guys. But let's just really quick before we dive into this, obviously, what do we have on our plates here? So we're going simple and healthy for now, because once you're in Vegas, you can't be healthy with all that good food.
So that's why we have this stuff.
That's why we have this
is
stuff
healthy?
here. This is healthy. So I have like a nice piece of salmon with some broccoli and a little bit of roasted potatoes here for sure. What you got?
Yeah, well, apparently I got some cod, I guess.
You got
me some cod.
I got you some
That's
cod.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome
very
much.
Nice.
Yes.
You got some nice potatoes. They look good. Right, and some of these string beans here.
Absolutely.
Green beans, very good.
So we got to dive in a little bit on the healthier side for now, because I am telling you, it's like, I don't know, there's like no holds barred once you hit like the Vegas food scene. You love it.
Right, and it's going to be interesting. Right, if the buffets aren't going on, what do? Do you go like barbecue? Do you do kind of fancy restaurant?
I know.
Check out a fancy restaurant.
I know.
Something like that.
I think I like that.
Right? Maybe try that out.
Maybe take 2 into the scale and try something fancy and try something barbecue, because we love both.
Yeah, and let us know if you want us to try something out. A great idea. Certainly let us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
We will definitely take it into consideration. So.
Absolutely. So let's first start off by saying hello to everyone that has joined us so far. We have Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne. Yay, you made it. Thank you so much for joining us. And we have Miata149. Thank you. We have Alyssa.
Yeah, Alyssa and Sandra. Thanks for joining. Thank you for joining.
Guys for joining. We do appreciate that for sure. And I'm sorry, there's going to be a portion of this discussion where I am going to be talking with my mouth full, because, I don't know how you like your salmon, but I like my salmon hot.
I'm ready for some eats. Time to start some eating.
Hot.
Right? Yeah.
So, and if you are and haven't already, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, because all the thumbs up goes a long way. We do appreciate that for sure. And diving right into this. So Of course, tonight's topic of discussion is the Feast Buffet, which is at the Palace Station, and we have the A.Y.C.E Buffet, which is at the Palms.
Yeah.
And we've been to both recently, so we should just kick this
Yeah,
right off.
kick it right off, I guess. Before we jump into the food, maybe talk about the price.
Yeah, okay. Go,
Right.
go ahead. Talk about that price.
Yeah,
Start
so one
off.
thing about the Feast, I mean, the Feast is, a few dollars cheaper than the Ace, right? And so in that sense, Feast, you have to give it to the Feast for the price. Now we're talking more about the brunch.
Right, the brunch style.
as
so
well.
the Feast brunch and the Ace brunch, just to kind of keep it,
Right.
I guess, on a similar scale.
Right.
And I believe, like, starting off with the Feast,
Yeah.
the Feast is $22.99.
Yeah.
And that is a regular price. Now,
That's
if
with no card.
That's
right?
without any
no
card. Now,
yeah.
if you have a preferred card, I believe it goes down to $16.99 for their all-you-can-eat buffet package brunch, which is pretty damn
Right, and that's
good
preferred.
price.
If you have like a better card, you go even cheaper than that, right?
Exactly. If you have like the
but we're
gold
working
or
the preferred,
platinum,
right?
yeah,
So
we're just preferred, and
You
that's
know.
a free card that you can actually
Yes.
get at Palace Station, which is pretty neat. Now, what's cool about the A.Y.C.E Buffet is the A.Y.C.E Buffet, you can actually use that same card because
Yeah.
they're a part of the same company.
Yeah, they're all Palace Station actually owns both.
Yes.
Right, but they're actually very different.
Very
in terms
different.
of, obviously they're run by different general managers, different chefs, and all that. So definitely some different kind of perspectives on each one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I guess jumping over to the A.Y.C.E Buffet. So the A.Y.C.E Buffet is $24.99, and that actually comes with what they call a bottomless mimosa.
Right. Yeah,
package.
mimosas
So-
and champagne.
and champagne.
And I think the Feast may as well. I know in the past they did.
Right.
Right. And if for those
Joining us that
you'll-
may have been there.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, because I mean that is one of the advantages of the Feast. It's a few dollars cheaper than the Ace.
Yes.
But is it worth it? That
Absolutely.
difference, right?
So we have here Pat Andres. Hello from NM. I'm assuming that's New Mexico. Hey, welcome. We have Neil.
Thank you.
Hello from Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada.
That's pretty good, dude.
Thank you very much.
I
Thank
usually
you
hear
so
that
much.
before hockey games.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, because
You know.
Canadians in hockey, they kind of kick some butt. There's some serious
Oh, yeah.
competition out
Oh,
there.
that's for sure.
That's really good.
And like probably half the NHL players.
Exactly.
It's the good ones.
Janice, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you for letting us know where you're from. If you haven't already told us, we love to know where everyone's chiming in from. So please let us know in the chat where you are connecting with us from. We love that. For
Yeah,
sure.
and Jeremy from Denver. Thanks for joining.
Hey,
All right. Welcome.
Denver.
We
You
like
must be
that.
a phenomenal skier.
Yes, exactly.
We love to ski.
But we aren't phenomenal. We like the snowplow.
We love the pizza.
Right.
Snow
Make that
clown
pizza.
pizza. Make
Exactly.
that pizza. Pizza,
Right.
pizza, 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 pizza. What is
I'm
that
gonna-
from Caesars? Is that like from Caesars?
Pizza,
commercial?
pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
Yeah, the.
Is it like
there was
Caesar's pizza?
There was also like a kids story. Pizza, pizza.
Pizza, pizza. That's like a
You know?
commercial though. It's like
No,
a
it is. I think
pan
it is.
pizza. It's
I
like
think it is.
Caesar's pizza.
It
pizza,
is.
Pizza, pizza.
No.
Now, again, don't mind us, because we might chew with our mouths full because, fish is.
Hope
much
it's not too
tastier.
bad in the mic here.
Once we start chewing, if it's too chewy, close your
Let
ears.
us know. Hit that mute button.
Alyssa from California, thank you. Hey, Alyssa, thank you guys so much, and from joining us. We really do appreciate that. This is also a great discussion for anyone that's been to Vegas and have been to these two.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your favorite dishes at these two buffets if you've been? If you haven't been, what you heard of them, what have you heard? Just great things that we can kind of discuss in tonight's discussion,
Right.
which I think would be cool.
Absolutely.
Now, I will tell you this really quick. So we're trying something a little new here with this particular 3 days. We're trying to do more of a short format where we're doing maybe 30 to 40 minutes, but it's also going to depend. We figured last night in our yesterday's video, excuse me, there we go. I have to finish doing that. Stand by. We had to cut it. We felt like we cut it a little bit too short. There was questions that were kind of coming in, and folks were like, "Oh no, too short." So we figured what we're going to do is we're going to let it roll. We're probably
Sure.
going to go about 30 to 40 minutes,
Yeah.
and if we go a little bit overboard because of all the fun that we're having in this party room, because I know y'all all party animals,
Right.
we will keep it rolling for sure. So again, thank you, Jeremy. I'll be in Vegas. Oh wait, what did Jeremy say?
Said I will be in Vegas in early May. Hope
Oh,
to bump
wow.
into you guys. Love the content. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank
Thanks,
you
Jeremy.
so much, Jeremy.
Really
Yes,
appreciate it.
and you may bump into us because we definitely have plans to be heading back out to Vegas in May. We have quite a schedule coming up for a lot of fun things in Vegas, and we're really
we
excited
have-
to kind of share them with you.
Exactly. We have 3 trips and counting.
And
going out there,
counting.
so, yeah.
And we're gonna jam pack these puppies. So I'm really excited to kind of share this, and it's really nice that you guys kind of are joining us in this journey. So I am eternally grateful for all of your support. We definitely love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you, Jamie, for the question. The comment. So all right. So I'm gonna have to say, let's get back to the A's.
Sure.
So we talked about it being $24.99 for the regular pricing, and I think if you have like the preferred card, it's $19.99.
Yeah.
Now I will say this: if you haven't signed up for the players card, and you're at the A.Y.C.E Buffet, sign up for the players card there, because they do offer you a free spin at a wheel. That
Yes.
if you spin the wheel, you can get either $4 off the meal, which is pretty standard.
All right, what did we get? Did we get anything?
$4 off the meal.
Yeah.
We won $4 off the meal. But you can get like $4 off the meal, or you can get whatever points
Yeah, it
that
could
they
be a
want
lot,
to add.
yeah.
It could be a lot. It could, no. For all I know, you might be able to get like free Ace for a year.
Gets those kind of gambling juices going, you know? Kind of.
Exactly. They
Right.
want to get you in the
In that mode. Play a little
mode
bit more.
of gambling.
Hit
Exactly.
those buttons. Pull it.
So exactly. So I would recommend signing up there, because that card could also be used at Palace Station. And when we signed up to the Palace Station's player card, there was nothing like that whatsoever. It was a free card they gave you.
Yeah, we
you
got
get your
nothing.
ID. You get absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But that same card, and the reason we know this is because we forgot one of our cards, and so we had to sign up for the players card.
Yeah, at the Palms.
At the Palms.
Yeah.
So we signed up for that and realized that you could actually get a free spin, which is the same card that you can use at Palace Station A.Y.C.E Buffet. So just a tip, bing, 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 that you can use for sure. MGM is closing 7 buffets.
Yes.
So it says, is it Diego? Diego?
Did you go?
Diego? So Diego. Oh, well, thank you. Sorry, I don't mean to butcher your
Thank
name.
you.
But thank you. So yes, MGM is closing 7 buffets. Yeah, we had mentioned that earlier, that they are doing that, temporarily, which is smart. It's just something that is probably really important at this time, just to make people feel a little bit more comfortable and secure with things. I mean, buffets are obviously a scary thing because of the spoons and everything that's happening.
Everyone's kinda touching them.
Everybody's touching them. And you don't really think about that until this situation that's going on right now with the coronavirus, and or COVID-19 as they call it. So I think it's definitely a wise thing. It's, us obviously
Yeah, it's
going
certainly
there.
stunning.
It's
Right.
stunning.
It's like, wow, you can't believe they did that. Now, the Wynn didn't close their buffet. We've mentioned this before, but they actually have people stationed now giving you the food, so you don't actually touch the utensils.
Right,
So-
exactly. So if you want something from those stations, obviously you point to it, let them know, and how much you want.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. A little
That's
different,
really
different
interesting.
experience.
Yeah, so we're gonna see a little bit of that firsthand since we're headed there this weekend. So it's gonna be really, really interesting. So, all right. In terms of the price, you have Feast and Ace. Which is better for their value? Now I know we mentioned the $22.99 for Feast and $6.99 for their preferred, and $24.99 for Ace, and $19.99 for their preferred. But what I will say is this. Now, it could very well be for the Feast Buffet, right? If they have the drink package as well with that as well.
Yeah, which I think they probably do.
They
I think
might.
have
I
that.
don't remember that.
I think we were drinking lemonade that day.
Yeah,
when we went.
They had some really big,
it's a big
huge
glass of lemonade,
glass of lemonade,
yes.
which was spot on.
Yes.
So delicious.
Very good.
So I think in the interim, I am going to have to give it to. What do you think?
Well, in terms of price, I mean, Feast obviously takes the price being $3 cheaper, but then the question is, how does it stack up in terms of quality and all the other categories,
Correct.
right? Compared to Ace. So.
Right, exactly. So we're going to have to give in terms of price for this right now. If in fact, and I'm going to say this, if in fact Feast does have this does include a drink package with it, I'll give it to the Feast. But if it does not,
then it's a huge difference.
The drink package, we're giving that to the Ace.
Oh no, absolutely.
Because it is definitely bottomless. We've tried. If you guys watch that video, you'll see hands coming in constantly.
Yeah.
We fought to get to the bottom of our mimosas. Didn't happen. Our champagne.
Yeah, you can get that mimosa without the orange juice too, if you want. Make sure you get what you want. All right, it's no problem.
Exactly. Talk and say hi, because I'm just put something down.
Someone's eating here. No, we have a comment.
South Texas.
Let's see.
Welcome.
And let's see, it's Newbie82. We're headed there this weekend too. Enjoy and be safe.
Wow.
Awesome, wow.
Well, if you see us, stop and say hi. We're going to be all over the place. I have no idea where we're going to be.
It's going to be running around.
Because of this situation, plans have changed, so we're definitely going to be like scattered about. We're trying to put together the best content for some of the things that we've had lined up. So if you see us, you better say hello, okay? All you have to do is scream, "Turn it up, whoa!"
Exactly.
And I'll be like, "Who that? Who that?" Right. In South Texas, thank you so much for joining us. So he actually said something which is pretty interesting.
I didn't know that. Wow.
They had a guy test positive that stayed at the Mirage with rheumatoid arthritis. I'm canceling our trip we scheduled in April.
Oh, I actually didn't hear that.
Wow, I didn't hear that.
It's amazing. Things are just changing kind of
on a daily basis.
Oh, absolutely. No, I know. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, the smartest thing you can do right now, obviously, is if you wash your hands, wear a mask, be really cautious. When we fly now, and we'll get into this a little bit later on, but we definitely take precautions when we fly, such as having like the virus and antibacterial wipes. And we get on those planes and we wipe everything down with our crazy masks. If you follow us on Instagram, because I took some pictures of us in these masks, he looks badass. I must say, he looks like someone straight out of like the Marvel character.
One of those Batman movies. It's ridiculous.
It looks pretty cool though.
Yeah.
But for what it is. Not.
Oh, no, of course, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to this for sure, let's talk about location.
Yeah.
Okay. Starting with the Feast Buffet. Now, the location of the Feast Buffet, it's about 20 to 30 minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. And if you're going on the other side of the fence with the A.Y.C.E Buffet, I believe it's only 6 minutes.
Hey,
that's a drastic difference.
Yeah, with the Palms, you can practically walk there from the Strip. Now, 25 minutes is long. It's probably, I think, with all the traffic, that's probably right. If you had no traffic, maybe a little bit less, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, the location clearly is the Palms at the A.Y.C.E, right? And so you could, just a few blocks away from the Strip. So it's just off the Strip, and a really great spot.
So,
and plus, the Palms is a much nicer casino, in my opinion, than Palace Station, right?
Right, and that's going to get more into like the, I guess you would say more into like the...
Like kind of the ambiance you're walking through and all
exactly.
that, yeah.
So, in terms of like the location, it's kind of without a doubt. I mean, you have 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, or you have 6 minutes where you could basically walk.
Yeah.
We're going to have to hand that one to the A.Y.C.E Buffet for sure.
Oh,
right?
definitely. No
A.Y.C.E
question.
Buffet.
There
Boom,
we
boom,
go.
boom. All right, so you guys keep count of this one. Because we're having some wine and some food here, so we might lose count. So we're going to leave it up to you guys who's paying attention.
Cheers. By the way, you said wine.
Wine.
I said cheers.
Cheers. This kind of feels, it's so funny. This kind of feels mukbangy style, right? Tonight.
Kinda.
Oh my gosh. Well, it feels like a little, but it's kind of like, we're bringing it on home. You guys are like joining us. This is number 2 of 3. We appreciate all the support that you guys give for sure. We do really appreciate all that for sure. And it looks like we got a comment.
We did.
Was that from Yolanda?
Very nice comment.
Oh, thank you. You guys are such a beautiful couple. Oh, wow.
Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you, Yolanda.
Thank you.
We really appreciate, that is really nice of you. Oh, look, girl, I'm blushing. And that's hard to do because, mocha. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate that. That is awesome. And thank you for being here tonight and joining us for supper. So if you haven't caught it already, this is a nice little supper we put together here. A little salmon that has a little bit of pesto on there.
Right.
Very tender and moist. Little broccoli and some roasted potatoes.
Yeah, we have some cod with a little pesto, some garlic. Cooked to perfection, I must say. Nice job.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you very much.
Right, some green beans and some potatoes. Really nice.
Exactly.
All kind of mixed in with that same kind of pesto garlic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice balance, but all the same flavors.
Exactly.
You can't go wrong with pesto.
Yeah.
So anyway, I guess getting back to this one here, it's, gosh, and chime in at any point if you guys have any questions about these places. We've been to both, and we're going to get a little heavier into some of the other stuff here, but I guess the next topic of discussion, and probably one of the most important for a lot of folks, is the quality of the food. Now, I'm going to honestly say they were decent at both. They were hit or misses at different points and different stations, but I'm gonna have to say decent. You know, they were decent. There were certain things I did not like at the feast. Stay away. If you watch that feast, and we'll put at some point, if you guys are interested in watching those videos, at some point throughout the night or even after, we're gonna put them in the chat. Go ahead and watch those afterwards. Give them a thumbs up, like, all that fun stuff. And I did not like that catfish.
No, you did not like that at all.
Was horrendous.
Right?
It was disgusting. I mean, I really felt like it was weird. It was almost like pudding.
Right.
Can you imagine catfish pudding? That's disgusting.
That sounds pretty nasty.
Disgusting.
That is nasty stuff.
That's nasty stuff.
I mean, for me, I just feel like the A.C.E was hands down better, quite frankly, than the feast. The feast was definitely much more hit or miss, right? I know I got the chowder. Thought the chowder was good. A little bit like Friendly's chowder, though.
Exactly.
Right? Not anything special, but it was good. The rotisserie chicken I tried, it was right off the rotisserie, but it was dry, right? And I felt like with the A.C.E, they had some dishes there that were just awesome. Those mussels we had were so good. The shrimp was amazing.
At the A.C.E?
Oh man!
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! Those were absolutely delicious. I went back for seconds, and I had a bigger portion the second time around than the first time. It was really good.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that, and I loved those curry mussels. The green curry with the black mussels. Woo! You went back for seconds on that one.
I did. The mussels were awesome. I will say the jalapeno at the feast knocked me on my butt. That was really spicy.
You love that though. You love the jalapenos. It's like the test every time we go somewhere.
I like that.
Yeah.
It makes me sweat and like runny nose. It's great.
It's
perfect.
If it does that, then it's actually.
Then it's good.
It's a good.
I know it's good. Once my nose starts running, I know it's been good.
Then it's good. When your nose starts running, your eyes start roasting red, then you know it's a good roasted jalapeno.
Right?
He loves that. So just don't be surprised. Everywhere we go, when you see a video, if there's roasted jalapenos or pickled jalapenos or jalapeno.
Oh, I love pickled jalapenos
He's trying
too.
this
Those are really
for sure.
good. Yeah.
He's diving right into it. And then sometimes he'll tell me, "Oh, it's not that hot."
Well, I'll grab two, but you'll always grab one of them.
Yeah, but you're like, it's not that hot. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. And then when I try it, I'm basically gagging.
No. But at the feast, I remember I was like dying, and you're like, oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, at first. But then it kicked my butt.
No, you kind of handled that really well. I was impressed.
You know what it was? I think it's because I wasn't close enough to the seed. Eventually, as we got closer to the seeds in the back, it got hotter. But I was pretty much a champ.
I was kind of like, is this okay? It's okay. This is like really
sweating more
killing me.
than me.
I was getting killed.
A little sweat.
I was getting killed in that one. Yeah.
I was a little more sweat more than I did.
Oh no, I got like destroyed on that one.
Yeah, you did. I mean, that jalapeno was like,
It's a hot one.
Kicks you in your butt.
Yes.
Your butt talks. So, all right. So I guess we're gonna say quality food. It's I think at the same time there were certain things like that. There was a cauliflower in one of the stations, kind of like a cauliflower rice that they had, which was not at A.C.E, which was not good to me. You know what I mean? And I think it's all hit or miss. Depends on what you've selected. And I did have some misses at the A.C.E, and I did have some misses at the feast.
Yeah.
But I will say, in terms of presentation of the quality of the food, I'm going to have to give that to the A.C.E buffet. Do you agree with that?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. So I guess we're going to have to say, in terms of quality of food, we're going to give that to the A.C.E buffet.
I agree with that.
I
I'm a little bit more on the A side than you are. I think kind of it's a little bit of a toss-up
on that one.
But I would lean more definitely towards the A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right.
And I'm more risque though. I think I'm willing to try some crazier stuff than maybe you would. Like you wouldn't try the catfish at all.
I don't want the catfish. No.
And wisely so.
No,
wisely so.
It's funny because I do like catfish down here in Austin. Some of that nice spicy catfish.
That's why I tried it.
Oh man, it's so good.
That's why I actually tried it.
Some places here have it just amazing. Yeah.
Really, really amazing.
It's so good. I want some of that right now.
So really quick, Neil actually says something like, please discuss the rise and fall of Vegas buffets as a whole. That's a good question.
Right.
I mean, I think it's interesting because I don't know if there really is a fall as of yet. I think the rise is there's so much competition and buffets have become so huge now. They're all revamping their style. The ones that we're talking about in particular, they both went under massive renovations.
Yeah.
to really showcase a different style, but at the same time keeping it affordable, which is what we're discussing tonight. Those cheap buffets. So it's interesting.
Right now, I will say this. I mean, over the years, cheap buffets used to be really cheap, right? I mean, you used to get in for just super cheap, and now, I mean, cheap is like say $10.
Like back then.
You could probably get in like $1.99 or something. Going way back, but
yeah.
But
headed downtown if you want those prices.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. but now, I mean, cheap is probably like $10.99 or something. But I think they're great, and I mean, in terms of the fall, I don't feel like there's been, in some way, there's actually, some have kind of moved more upscale to try to capture more of that wallet, right, with more expensive prices.
Absolutely. So, Neil, thank you so much for that question. We do appreciate that. Yeah, we definitely love the buffet game at in Vegas. And I think, 2020 is bringing a lot of changes. Through 2018, it's now. There's been some massive renovations because they know the buffet game is starting to step up. So a lot of these places are really revamping their menus, completely renovating the place, and just really trying to cater to, I guess, a broader dynamic because there's so much world travel that comes to Vegas.
And I do know some have said the Bacchanal has maybe taken a step back from what it was in prior years, but I mean, we were there recently and thought it was great.
It was phenomenal.
We had an amazing time. No, I had a lot of bubbly that night.
But we also you did have a lot of bubbly.
I had a lot of bubbly.
You had a lot of bubbly.
Yeah, a little
Check
too
out
much.
that video.
A little too much. I paid for that.
High five.
Yeah.
No, but it was great. We might be a little biased too because we had some really strong recommendations. The general manager of Bacchanal actually sat down with us. Thanks, Brian, for sitting down with us. I really appreciate that.
He was great.
He was wonderful, and he gave us some really great recommendations. A couple things that I would never try, like that big old pig ankle you tried from the roasted pig.
It tastes pretty good.
You look straight up out of Flintstones, like
that's good. That's good.
Just diving in.
Yeah, of course you had the bone marrow, which was
that
good.
Was good.
Yeah, bone marrow, bunch of other things. Really good stuff.
You actually made a good. I didn't realize it because when I tried the marrow, I thought it was really strong. It was really good until you actually put it on a cracker.
Of course, you gotta have it on the cracker.
Exactly.
What do you mean? No cracker?
I'm just saying. You put
What's
it on
wrong
the
with you?
cracker.
Of course you put it on the cracker.
I know, but once I tried it with the cracker, it was delicioso. Very delicioso. I really, really did enjoy that. So,
yeah.
Who do we got in here now? It looks like we got some new folks in here.
Oh, so Yolanda actually tried the bone marrow at the Bacchanal because of us.
I tried the bone. Oh,
and actually liked it.
Hey,
yeah, all right.
Thank God, because if you didn't like it, I wouldn't want to hear from you.
Exactly. Don't tell us. No, we're just kidding. We're just kidding there.
Kidding. Well, I'm so happy to hear that because I felt the same way. Like for me at first, it was like, okay, I saw the bone marrow. It was definitely recommended by the general manager. He's like, you gotta try the bone marrow. So we were like, okay, I'm gonna try the bone marrow, a little different. And so of course me, and I'm the queen to talk a lot. I can talk all day long.
No,
so I grabbed the.
No, I don't believe that.
You better not.
No, I don't believe that. No.
So I grabbed that bone marrow. I kind of like try to dig it out, and I taste it. I was like, wow, this is really good, but it's really fatty and strong. And of course, I'm looking at him. He puts on the cracker, and I was like, a cracker? Damn, what a genius idea!
It's brilliant.
Yeah,
it's
and
brilliant.
It was so amazing. So, yay, Yolanda, thank you.
So we have another comment here from JC Future C. Thanks for joining, by the way.
Hey, thank you so much for joining.
Is it better to go to the buffets on the Strip or at the local casino?
Well,
that's a good question.
That's a very good question, and that depends on how strong your stomach is.
Yeah, well, it's interesting because you can certainly, off the Strip they'll be cheaper, but there's some great buffets off the Strip.
Oh, there's a lot of great buffets off the Strip.
I mean, A.Y.C.E isn't on the Strip.
No.
Right, that's a really good buffet. You also have out at the M, which is now that's quite a drive out in Henderson. But that's a great buffet. Studio B?
Yeah,
out
Studio
there.
B, and that's supposed to be really good. Now it definitely is out the way. We're definitely going to be doing a cool review of that one at some point, so stay tuned for that for sure. But I think in terms of on the Strip or local casinos, it just depends on, I guess, the day of the week or the weekend. Sometimes they may offer some really great things on like the weekends, like brunches.
There's some lobster buffets that you have off the Strip that are really good.
Exactly.
As well.
I think downtown too. There's one that's like Tony Romo has a great one downtown as well. And
his restaurant down there you get like $11.99 steak and lobster.
Exactly.
As well.
And we actually saw that idea from two of our fellow bloggers, Bill and Lisa, who are awesome, by the way.
Yes.
So it's really an interesting question because it really does, in my opinion, depend on the day of the week and there's all kinds of specials and all kinds of things that work. So
Right.
I can't really say for sure, like, is it better on the Strip? But I will say on the Strip, they tend to get really top-notch chefs as well, which comes at a price, which then comes at a price for the buffet you're paying for.
Right.
So it all depends. You know what I mean? So I think for right now, I would just say it's a tough thing to answer. Depends on the day of the week.
It depends on your budget
And your
as
budget.
well. Yeah.
Well, that's a good point. Budget does play a really heavy hand into it as well.
Oh, of course.
I mean, you can easily go $150, $200 if you're a couple for like a really grandiose buffet, or you can go down to like
Right. And if you're
$9.99 if you got a great card.
And if you're there weekdays, a lot more specials too. Right? If they're during the week, you might get a 2-for-1 at Bacchanal or something like that, where if you're on the weekend, you're probably out of luck on that. Right? So.
I will say this, as soon as I finish chewing this delicious salmon. This salmon is delicious. Compliments to the chef.
Nice job. Nice job with the spices.
Oh, thank you. It's called store-bought and prepped. Throw it in the oven for
Yeah.
20 minutes and you're good to go. Oh, shh, I didn't tell you my secret.
No, it's good. True chef. True chef.
I am a good chef. Though, but
Absolutely. Absolutely.
not tonight. We go live tonight. Me preppy. So I guess we should move on to the next thing and talk about like the variety.
Sure.
Now, and that's another important thing because there's between these two, it's not that different. I mean, the Feast Buffet in terms of variety, there are 6 stations. That includes the meat, the vegetarian, the vegetable stations, things like that as well. The like wok station, I think the Feast has some like world kind of concept where it's like Mexican stations and this, that, so and so where.
And you can kind of get your own kind of things made up there
Right.
as well, kind of made to order, which is nice.
Exactly, which
Yeah.
is really nice. I
Yeah.
do like that. And then you have the A.Y.C.E Buffet, which has 7 stations, so it has that extra stazione. So I guess
one extra.
So one extra.
So that's one better.
I know. But it really, think about this though. Like, I think the Feast healthy section is not just for vegetarians.
Right.
Where I think the extra one over at the A.Y.C.E Buffet, which is concentrated specifically to vegan and vegetarians,
Yes.
is so it really, in my opinion, is if you're not a vegan or vegetarian, it's equal 6 stations.
Right. That's probably true. Right. That's a good point because at the A.Y.C.E, one of those stations, you're right, is a vegetarian,
That's right, vegetarian
vegan
station.
which is great. Exactly. If you're a vegan or vegetarian. So, good point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice to kind of have that dynamic where you have that extra station that caters to, I guess, and now a lot of folks are turning more towards the vegan and vegetarian lifestyle. So it's nice to have that as well. So you're not just going for the basic salad and hummus and black bean, blah, blah. So there's all different kind of creations or a couple cool creations. So I think in this case, we're going to have to give the variety to A.Y.C.E.
Okay. Just because of that
Right,
vegetarian,
just because of
vegan
that
station.
vegetarian
Yeah.
vegan station.
I think so. I agree. I think they're quite similar. And because of that, makes some sense to give it to them. So.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. So, I mean, wow, you're like, wow. So I guess you enjoyed that cod.
I don't want my fish cold. I'm eating my fish.
Well, I would try.
Start eating
I would
that.
try and eat
Yes.
more, but I'm afraid
Tell you
won't
what. So we have a comment here from Yolanda.
Perfect. Read some comments.
Yeah, so Yolanda has a question for us. Have you tried the Main Street Buffet downtown? They're pretty good, and the price is not bad. And we have not tried
We have not
them
tried
yet.
that. Ooh, I like the sound of that.
But we are definitely going to hit downtown and some of the buffets down there soon. So stay tuned for that. So that may be one that we'll check out. But anyway, thank you for that comment. We'll definitely check that out as well. Because downtown, you get some great values, and definitely worth checking out downtown with all the activities going on there, the kind of the craziness, right? And definitely, and it's really has improved over the years, and it's getting better and better really every year, and just more fun to check out. And I'm excited for that new hotel coming as well, which I think will be open in about probably 10 months or so.
Oh,
right.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yes.
We're definitely staying there when that opens up. Yeah.
So, okay, let's move this right along. So I guess a good comparison between the two, the next comparison is the seafood. Now, both of these places don't have a huge variety of seafood. But I'm going to have to hand this one to the A.Y.C.E, in my opinion, for what I tried. I think both have the mussels. I do think the green curry, black mussels at the A.Y.C.E brunch really kind of set it off for me. Really nice spices in that as well. I mean, I triple dipped. I could dip bread in that sauce.
No, those are amazing. Those are really, really good. And the shrimp.
And the shrimp.
Right. Really, really good.
They were so good. I mean, they were spot on. And we actually had one of the chefs, one of the head chefs, or assistant chefs. He sat down with us at the A.Y.C.E and kind of told us some of his favorites during that brunch. He also gave some recommendations that if you're going to like the dinner at the A.Y.C.E, that they have a really nice brisket that they sort of cook for 14 hours, really slow cook that brisket, which we are definitely going to try. I tried to get him to, hurry up and sneak me a piece, but it probably wouldn't have been healthy for me. It was still cooking when we asked, but hey, I'm just saying. But it was really, really interesting. I definitely liked the shrimp. I did not like the again, going back to that catfish. I gave it a shot, but I'm not really a huge fan of seafood at buffets, especially the cheap buffets where I feel it may not be that busy, so the turnover may not be as frequent.
I'm trying to think, have you had good oysters at a buffet yet? And
I have
sure
not.
You have,
No.
right? So oysters are a real test.
Yes, that's a huge test.
Right.
I love, Dave knows, I love oysters. Like, I can slurp on those things all day if they're really good. And being from New England, we get some of the best oysters. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean our Boston video had some amazing oysters. Neptune oyster.
My goodness gracious!
North End.
You gotta check that
So
video out
good,
for sure. Those oysters were dynamite. I mean, they were so good. So yes, it's a little, for me that's even more, that's scarier. And I had a really bad.
Yeah, you didn't like that at all.
No,
that was at the
at
Win.
the buffet
at the Win. Yeah.
Yeah, so a little nervous about taking the seafood. So if I'm gonna try the seafood, I'm taking one for the team. I'm doing it for y'all. So if I have an oyster that tastes like poop in the shell,
Well,
it's like, ugh.
We have plenty of antibiotics with us, so you'll be
We did.
fine.
It's like, I'll be absolutely fine.
No.
Cool.
We're kidding.
Just joking. But yeah, I think like the seafood, I'm definitely gonna have to give this one to the A.Y.C.E. I felt like, and maybe again a little biased in that because, because we were there at the beginning of both buffets, and I think it's nice to get there at the beginning when they're first putting these things out because it's fresh. It's all just coming out, fresh. Versus if it's sitting there, especially if it's not busy. The turnover is probably not going to be the same, and that's what mentally what I'm thinking of is making sure that they have constant turnover, especially if things are sitting out.
Right, death by heat lamp.
Yeah.
Watch out for that.
Truly.
But I remember when you got the catfish at the feast, and you thought it looked good. You're excited about it. You said, it looked good. I want to try it out. But it didn't taste good.
At all.
Yeah.
No. Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But this is good. These potatoes are jamming, nice and crunchy, soft on the inside, crunchy skin on the outside.
Yeah. Very nice.
See, I'll let him eat because I can talk all day long.
Yeah,
But if I eat, I'm afraid I'll be silenced.
Be silent, yes.
It's
Very
like, yes.
savory. Very savory.
Very savory. So it says that Jay Coach has a good question. If you don't go to Las Vegas very often, is it still worth getting the membership card for the discounts? Heck yeah. You know what? Bottom line is the card is free.
Right.
All it takes is a few minutes of your time to get it, and you save $4. So if you save $4, that's half of an Uber ride somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And when we went, there wasn't any line there too. We just went right up, got our card, no problem. So yeah, it was definitely worth it.
Exactly. And if you are a gambler,
oh yeah,
those cards can be used in slot machines if you want to go play the slots a little bit here and rack up points. Otherwise, it's
rack up. Maybe we'll get a free buffet out of it.
You might get a free buffet out of that.
Yeah.
So even if you go once, even if you go twice, it's worth it because the card is free. It doesn't cost you anything to sign up, but actually saves you money by signing up to some of those cards, especially for these two buffets.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, as a matter of fact, I wish I would have signed up for the card, especially because there was a couple of things. I forgot my sunglasses. I love my sunglasses. Y'all know I like my sunglasses. and I forgot them, so we ended up buying some at the hotel. Now, mind you, if I sent to the card first at the Palace Station for the feast, that card also gets you discounts throughout Palace Station, some of the shops as well. You just have to present that card. So it is definitely worth having that card, whether you go once a year or once in general, to save $4 on a free card. It's worth it to us, obviously, because we're we're full-time travelers. So for us, every little bit goes a long way.
Right. And so many of these places are owned by one company, right? So you don't need a card at every buffet.
Right.
Right. And maybe it's a Palace Station card. It works at A.C.E, works at Feast, at other places as well. Same with like Caesars and MGM, those kind of things. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Very good point. Now, if you are just joining us, thank you so much. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, because all the thumbs up goes a long way. And I'll just make mention before we kind of wrap these up here. We do put videos 2 times, 3 times a week. We go live once, sometimes 2, 3 times. We try to concentrate on a schedule, but it always is a little tougher because we're on a full-time travel schedule. So when we're on the road, we're on the road, and we try and get as much as we can. We have a really cool Disney series coming up as well. We stayed at one of the coolest Airbnbs, a Star Wars theme that sleeps 16 freaking people, y'all. We stayed there. And that was
I think
just
there's
the 2
8
of
or
us.
9 bedrooms.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. Huge.
Yeah.
So that video is coming out. Stay tuned for that. It'll be up in the next day or 2 before we head off to Vegas. But we have some really cool stuff for sure, and we do appreciate that. And if you enjoy this video and think others might enjoy our videos, share them. Share. Because you know what? Sharing is caring.
That's right. Well said. Well said.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers to that.
There we go. I'll drink to that. I'll drink to a lot of things.
You know what? So will I. All right, so here is one of the most important parts of the comparison. And I'm going to say desserts, because I love my tasty sweets. I love my sweets. So desserts are definitely one that I think are, I don't even know how to really truly compare the two. I felt like the desserts were kind of the same at both places. You know, I think, I do think the A.C.E, I have to give it to the A.C.E, there were certain dishes at the A.C.E that I really felt stood out. Like every time I think of the desserts right now between the 2 of them, my palate almost remembers those delicious little kind of pocket cakes with the fresh blackberries on top. So I go right to that versus the Feast buffet. And I'm a really good person of remembering that palate. So something like, if I put like Feast and A.C.E in my head, automatically I'm like, A.C.E.
Yeah, no, I think A.C.E too. But I will say at both places I was so stuffed. So I was eating tiny little desserts at the end, right? Little pastries, right? So
Second stomach.
right. I almost need to go and just like if you were to go to the Bacchanal, they have so many desserts. You could actually spend the whole day or night just having desserts.
Yeah,
you know, there's so many. Whereas it's
That's not a bad idea.
right. Just do a whole
Just
dessert.
do a whole dessert.
A lot of money for just desserts, though. Maybe during the week you get a 2-for-1 or something.
Well, you know what we do is we get like a small little bit to eat and then stock up on the desserts. So
you
you
can have
feel
all
worth
the.
it.
How many desserts they have? About is it like 300 or something?
Yeah, well,
it's like whatever it
that's
is.
a lot
It's
of
some
desserts.
ridiculous number of desserts.
That's a
they have
crazy
there.
challenge. I think if I do that, you're gonna have to truly
Right.
find me like a
Yeah, it'll be
special
crazy.
seat on the plane, because I don't think anything will fit my hips after that.
Right.
That's for sure.
But yeah, no, I think in terms of desserts, I mean, for me, I would probably give it to the A.C.E. But I probably paid more attention to the desserts there a little bit than at Feast. I remember I had, I tend to have chocolate, and chocolate wherever
Yes.
I go.
It's true.
A lot of
It's
I like
it's
chocolate, and so I have a lot of different
Yeah,
chocolate.
well, it's a
dessert
smart
dishes.
move. I mean, if you
Right?
like chocolate, you can't go
Right.
wrong with chocolate, and
So-
chocolate.
and so it tends to be pretty basic.
Yeah.
Right. I tend to have pretty simple desserts, nothing fancy.
Right.
Right. So.
But I think in this case, who would you give it to? Would you give it to the Feast or A.C.E?
I would give it to A.C.E. I just remember the everything we had was really nice.
I agree.
Yeah.
I did feel like in the Feast buffet, the desserts felt like a little bit more of things I could buy in a store. You know, I
Right.
felt
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was almost like a couple of pastries.
Little
Like, oh,
Hostess.
wait a second, it tastes like a little. Is that a Twinkie?
Was that a
Like,
Twinkie?
Is
No.
that a Twinkie?
Wasn't that bad.
Like, what's no?
Although Twinkies
Twinkies
are good.
not
though.
that
We like
bad.
Twinkies. Yeah, that's a good point.
Come on.
I'm sorry about that.
Those are like the college days. Oh,
Yeah.
Twinkie.
That's it. And they like never go bad. They just kind of stay.
That's scary
Perfect,
to know
forever.
that. That's really scary to know
From
that.
college
Like,
days, they're still good.
I
Still
know.
eat 'em.
You could still pull them out of that
Yes.
crate and still have some amazing.
Yes.
So let's talk about the atmosphere, because that's a good one.
Sure.
The
Oh, yeah.
atmosphere when you're walking into, and let me set the stage for this one. So I felt like going in, let's start with the Feast. I felt like when you walked into the Feast buffet, even though it was renovated, it still felt like an old feel. And it felt more like cafeteria style. The lights were really bright,
Yes.
very open, almost cafeteria style. Couple of little seats around for private seating, but really more so, it felt like a cafeteria.
Yeah, and I think that's right. I mean, I felt like they did a good job with the renovation, but it definitely had a little cafeteria feel. And also the atmosphere kind of plays into the casino itself. I mean, I would say walking through the Palace Station Casino had kind of a dark feel to it. And that's without any sunglasses on. It was just dark.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And so it just wasn't, and comparing that to, say, the Palms, I found the Palms and kind of a nicer environment walking through to the A.C.E. And the A.C.E had, from an atmosphere standpoint, I'd say had a better feel to it. They did a great job with the renovations there, and had a real kind of modern feel to it.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. And I definitely felt like the ambiance was a little bit more, I guess if you're going as a couple, it was kind of cool for me because it was kind of romantic, for like a buffet. It just felt like the lighting was perfect for like the ambiance. It had like a little kind of modern but classic throwback, so like a combination between the two. And I really thought they catered to a cheaper but fine dining experience, what I felt like when you walked into like the A.C.E. Versus like the Feast. So, but obviously, I mean, the price is not that drastically different for the fact that you're getting that much more of an, in terms of atmosphere, that much more ambiance for that. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think in terms of atmosphere, we're going to have to give this one to the A.C.E.
This is becoming a trend, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it may not be fully fair.
And we like the Feast.
We like the Feast.
But I just, for me, overall, the A.C.E is just better.
Yeah, in terms of what we've spoke about this far, it just has a lot going for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, so moving this right along because we are now at the 52-minute mark. Whoa! And thank you so much. If you're sticking with us this long, you're going to have good luck. You're going to have some good luck coming at you. 777, roll that dice.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gotta get back to Vegas.
Exactly. Right. But you know what's interesting too, speaking about like atmosphere, you're right. Like you think of the Palms, it just, when we walked in, it felt really updated.
It did, yeah.
Like
felt
walking
good.
into that,
I like the Palms.
oh, it was like great.
Yeah, it was good.
It didn't really smell super smoky.
No,
you know
not
what
too
I mean?
bad.
Right when you walked in, it was smart. They had the restaurant, so you didn't have to fully walk. Now, it may not be smart for the casino eyes, but you didn't have to walk through all the
wasn't too
casinos
far.
to get to the restaurant at the A.C.E. So you didn't have to walk through a lot of the smoke-filled casinos to get to some of these restaurants, like some of the places do. Like in terms of the Feast, we walk through the casinos.
Right.
You sign up for your card, you kind of walk through the casinos, which is what they want you to do. Potentially maybe use that card, but we hit it straight for the Feast,
Right.
straight for that buffet.
Now you go by this oyster bar, which is supposed to be really good.
Yes.
They have a great oyster bar there, apparently.
Yes.
Which we have not tried yet.
No, but
Yeah.
I am dying to try that.
That's at Palace
for sure.
Station.
At Palace Station.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that entails. But as far as the buffet is concerned, you got to walk through that
Absolutely.
casino
Yeah.
to get there, which is kind of hit or miss. Hit or miss.
Yes.
Hit or miss. Yes, if you guys have any information that you think you might want to share regarding these two buffets at this point, let us know for sure. If you're joining us after this live stream, you have some information regarding these two buffets, let us know in the comment section because we do read the comments as much as we can and we try to respond to them. So if you have any questions for sure.
So we have a
please
couple
do so.
comments to turn to.
Oh, okay.
So Yvonne says, do you know about Say Hi to Matthew?
Oh, yeah.
Of course we
Hey.
do.
He's another fellow Vegas. He's a Vegas vlogger. Really nice guy. We've never met him yet, but I think he's a really nice guy. We've seen some of his videos.
He does some really good
for sure.
videos. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely have checked him
So
out as
hopefully
well.
we'll bump into him. If you talk to Say Hi to Matthew, tell him we'll be in Vegas. We hope to say hi to Matthew. He could say hi to Tanya and Dave.
Yes, exactly. And then JC Future C asks, if it's your first time in Las Vegas, what is the best starter buffet to go to?
A.C.E.
Yeah, in terms of budget buffet, I would definitely go to A.C.E. I think A.C.E is just a great buffet.
Yeah.
And unless you want to spend a lot of money, if you want to kind of keep it on a nice budget, I would definitely go to the A.C.E. It's a great location, right off the strip at the Palms. The Palms is nice too. But the A.C.E buffet, you really can't miss with that one.
No, you really can't miss for that one. And I think he's right. If you definitely want to look to more of that saving some money sort of buffet, but getting good quality and great atmosphere, then I think he's right. You
Right.
know, the Ace is definitely one.
Now,
of
if you want to go over the top and just really kind of gourmet luxury, kind of crazy experience, you know, go to the Bacchanal. But that's going to be expensive, right? It's a lot more money. But if you want that kind of, you know, once in a season kind of experience, and you want to just kind of have a really special night, I think the Bacchanal is a great place to try.
Yeah, and we did that. We actually, we definitely felt like the Bacchanal is something we can never do on a regular basis. The food was great for us, but not something we can do on a regular basis because it's really expensive.
Yes.
But it's kind of one of those things that if you're just going there for the first time and you really want to maximize the experience, definitely that. You have the Sterling brunch, you have the Win, if that's something you still choose, a little more lower scale in terms of the Bacchanal. But it's a preference. But I think if you're going, depending on budget, you're right. Maybe the Ace is a great starting point, in my opinion. And I think you're right as well. Like the Bacchanal, if you're looking more on the higher end, it's a great spot.
And if they're during the weekdays, they have Groupon as well for the Bacchanal.
Yes.
Where you can kind of get a 2-for-1 type deal as well.
A really good deal if you
Yes.
go on like a weekday. Definitely look up those Groupons.
Yeah, exactly.
They may not. It always changes. Groupons always change. It just depends on the company and how many Groupons they accept on like a regular basis. But that could be worth it for sure because you can save a lot of money with a Groupon at the Bacchanal and still get the tasty food.
Right. If you're there weekdays, definitely check out the Groupons and look for savings. You can get a lot of 2-for-1 kind of special things like that.
Heck yeah.
It's harder to say on weekends when it's the busy time. It's hard to get those savings. It's harder. Yeah.
Heck yeah. So James, hi James. Thank you so much. We appreciate that for joining us. Thank you. Hello. I hope we're having supper. Hope we're not making you too hungry. I mean, I'm sure it doesn't look appealing right about now.
It's a little chilly. It's maybe a little chilly at this point. It's been it's been almost an hour.
Exactly.
At least we ate the fish. That's good.
Exactly.
Yes.
Window. So, okay. I guess overall, because we're going to wrap this up. I think we hit about 7.
Yeah.
I guess if you're going to put the 2 and 2 together, I think the Ace has the win in this comparison.
No, I agree completely. I mean, it's a $3 difference, and with all the benefits of the Ace, I just think the Ace takes it. It's worth the $3 extra.
It's definitely worth the $3 extra. I mean, I find it to be, it's just something that you can experience all the time. If you definitely want to eat on a good meal on a regular basis and you're a buffet kind of person, you get good quality food and great value. So I think that's something definitely to consider.
Yeah.
Yay. So, all right. So Yvonne says something here.
Wow.
Oscar Steakhouse at the Plaza. If you mention, you will get a free counter appetizer with the purchase of an entree. All right.
That's great.
Hey there. I'm going to say what?
Exactly.
I'm going to say what? Say hi to Matthew.
Exactly. There's another discount here at the Plaza Hotel downtown.
Oh, awesome.
Let's see.
Awesome. Well, thank you. So I think that about does it. I'm going to probably put this back in the oven after this live stream and heat it up a little bit. So
a little microwave action going on.
Oh, that's a good point. That's
Yeah,
probably a
we
little
can
fast.
do
A little
that.
microwave.
Right.
But I think that about does it for us. We hit the 7 topics. We do appreciate that. And all your comments and input, we do appreciate. We have one more live for you tomorrow. And I guess we'll probably talk a little bit about it more with the whole coronavirus and what's happening in terms of these buffets in Vegas. It's a serious matter. I mean, they're shutting down the doors to some of these places come Sunday. And it could actually expand. You know, this is just the start of it.
Right?
We don't know. So you got to take day by day. But we're looking forward to tomorrow. We have another cool 7, number 7, the final 777, the jackpot. So looking forward to that. Join us tomorrow. It may be between 8 and 8:30. But if you hit that notification bell, you will be alerted when we do go live. And we appreciate each and every one of you. And we're actually we're designing some merchandise. So I'm working on some stickers, some T-shirts, things like that as well, because it's about the time to turn it up. Wouldn't you agree?
Turn it up.
About the time to
Oh,
turn
wait,
it
we got
up.
a few more comments here before we, Gina, hey, thanks for joining, Gina.
So Gina says, hey guys, I met you at Disney at Flame Tree.
Oh, we love Flame Tree. That was awesome. It was so good.
So Gina, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate that for sure. And if you have not already, you better make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell because we have some cool stuff. We actually just did a really fun review of the Flame Tree Barbecue in Disney. And boy, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
we have a
great.
lot to top. So stay tuned for that for sure. That is going to be a good one.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm really excited for that. So Gina, thank you for joining us. Hey,
Thank you.
Disney in the house.
Yes.
Now I feel like I should have my ears on.
Right? No Disney. I got all my Disney stuff
No
on.
Disney.
Last night I had it on. I had the Mickey shirt on last night.
You did.
And I had the
And
cap.
you had the cap. Oh,
Wait, one
man.
sec.
Wait,
Come back at you.
See, Gina, just for you. Look at him. He's run off his camera to go grab a special hat just for you, girlfriend. Here it comes.
Here we go.
It is. It's. Oh my God. Is
Baby
that?
Yoda.
Oh my God. It's Baby Yoda.
There we go.
Baby Yoda.
That's right.
Which, by the way, is a really cool hat. It's I love the Disney merchandise.
Right, very
It's
good.
definitely good quality.
I figured I shouldn't have a cap on for dinner. Seemed kind of rude.
Yeah, well, that's very
So,
true. Good point. Good point.
Okay.
You're almost done.
I'll keep it up.
Anyway, we want to say thank you guys so much for joining us. Really appreciate that. We will see you tomorrow here, almost close same time, 8 o'clock, 8:30. We'll figure that one out. We are leaving Friday for Vegas, and we're super excited for that. So stay tuned tomorrow for another cool live stream. And again, as always, we do appreciate you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you
On the road.